Well, it's time now for business, and we're joined in the studio by Catherine Bennett from our business desk. Thank you very much for joining us, Catherine. Now, the US released jobs data for May on Friday. What does it tell us about the state of the US economy?
Well, it shows a labour market that is slowly but steadily coming back to life. Last month, the US economy created 559,000 jobs. Now, that's a respectable figure, particularly coming off the back of the 278,000 jobs added in April. But it's still below expectations. The unemployment rate, however, fell from 6.1% to 5.8%, and that was better than predicted. Job creation in May was led mostly by the services sector, as restaurants, bars and hospitality added most of those posts. So far, the US economy has recovered about 14.3 million of the 22 million jobs lost at the beginning of the pandemic. We can now take a look at how Wall Street reacted to that jobs data. Investors don't appear to be too disappointed, even though figures were below expectations. Stocks were in positive territory right up until the close on Friday in Wall Street. The Dow Jones ended up by 0.5%, the S&P 500 was up almost 1%, and the Nasdaq Composite jumped up 1.5%. That report clearly renewing investors' confidence in the US's economic comeback. We're moving to the tech sector now. Facebook has been hit by not one, but two investigations at the same time. The UK's Competition and Markets Authority and the European Commission both announced probes into the social media company today. They want to find out if the company uses data collected from its users to compete with other people and businesses in the online classified ads sector, including people advertising on the company's own platform, Facebook Marketplace. Jean-Emile Jamin takes a look at how European regulators aim to rein in the dominance of big tech.
Get ahead. On Friday, European regulators announced that the way Facebook manipulates user data gives it an unfair head start over its advertising rivals. Now they want to level the competition playing field.
Today we have opened a formal antitrust investigation to assess whether Facebook has violated EU competition rules by using advertising data gathered from advertisers in order to compete with them in the markets where Facebook is active, such as classified ads.
The investigation will also assess whether Facebook gathered information from its online marketplace to target customers more effectively and outcompete rival ad providers. With Mark Zuckerberg's company shifting the focus to e-commerce revenue streams, any impact on the marketplace would likely be bad for business. On Friday, the UK's Competition and Markets Authority meanwhile also launched a similar probe, investigating whether customers using Facebook to log into other sites help the company to mine data to use targeted ads and gain a competitive advantage. While both investigators will work independently, they say they'll cooperate with each other. Facebook, meanwhile, also says it's willing to comply with the findings.
We will continue to cooperate fully with the investigations to demonstrate that they are without merit.
The investigation could result in charges against the tech giant, but it's not a given. However, regulators could impose penalties of up to 10% of the company's revenue, amounting in Facebook's case to tens of billions of dollars.
Well, those investigations aren't the only worry for Facebook. Finance ministers from the group of 7 rich nations are at a summit in London, where they say they are millimetres away from an agreement on corporate tax, which will, of course, have a big impact on digital giants like Facebook. Countries across the world that have had their economies ravaged by the pandemic are looking to corporate tax as a way of raising revenue. The US has proposed a minimum global corporate tax rate of 15%, which could see some pushback from countries with lower tax rates. Negotiations are also looking at how to crack down on profit shifting. That's a practice whereby multinationals can report their profits somewhere else that has a lower or even no tax rate. Germany's finance minister gave an update on the talks this evening.
Are very successful talks. We are making progress, and I'm absolutely confident that we will get agreements today and tomorrow, and we will be able to have a very clear message on global corporate taxation that we are discussing, as you know, on the proposal the United States made to have a minimum tax rate of 15% or more. And we are discussing on the question of how to better tax the digital corporates. And in both fields we are going further, and I think we will finish with a result.
So it looks like they're very close to a deal there. We should hear more, obviously, by the end of tomorrow evening.
Okay, thank you very much for that, Catherine Bennett, following those developments for us on Business.